Hey y'all, this is Octavius the Great coming to you on this Friday with a video. All right, y'all, the New York Post done sat up here and chewed Joe Biden up, chewed him up. See, I didn't watch his presidential address. I'd rather catch the clips for real, because honestly, who want to sit there and listen to this man stumble and sound like he got the dementia for an hour and some change? Not me. So, you see, Biden lies and the media doesn't question it. Good one. Three big things stood out in President Biden's first press conference. The leader of the free world is often lost at sea and says many things that are blatantly false. The media is in the tank and cannot be trusted to hold him accountable. Because of numbers 1 and 2, America is headed for serious trouble. For this sickening spectacle, we had to wait 64 days. Still, the event was meaningful in one distressing way. Now we know beyond all doubt there is no way to deny the terrifying truth. This was Biden's coming out party, and the nation faces a mess that will only grow worse with time. The man who campaigned on unity is hell-bent on permanent polarization, meaning cancel culture and the supercharged racial climate are here to stay. Of course. Biden gave license to the worst instincts on the left with his repeated sneering references to all Republicans and especially Donald Trump. At one point, he actually accused Trump of letting immigrant children starve to death on the other side of the Mexican border. He said it in a room full of 30 supposed journalists, and not a single one challenged him or even asked him whether he meant it literally. In fact, not a single one challenged him on any of his falsehoods, nor did anyone ask him why he read from prepared talking points during answers to 3 questions on foreign policy. No recent president has felt the need to do that. There also were moments when he talked himself into dead ends, yet there was no question about when he would release the health reports he's been hiding. Regarding his agenda, a report that Biden sees himself as the new FDR gives credence to the idea that he's all in for every big crazy idea left-wing Dems can cook up. On the Green New Deal, open borders, removing voting safeguards, endless tax hikes, statehood for D.C., they're all on track and bound for glory. The only obstacle is the Senate filibuster, which requires 60 votes to pass legislation, but Biden left no doubt he would be willing to do away with it. I want to get things done, he said. Each piece of his party plan utopia is unprecedentedly, I can't get that word out, radical in its own way, but not nearly radical enough for the media. Their performance was pathetic, not just in what question they asked and didn't ask, but how they asked them. The dominant theme was that Biden and his team are not moving fast enough to turn America upside down and inside out. Why don't you? When will you? Why haven't you? Over and over, the aim was not to ask a question, but to speed up an agenda. Naturally, this was the complete opposite of the way some of the same people behaved during the Trump presidency. Then the questions were outraged expressions that aimed at stopping the administration. Now, they are please aim at pushing this one forward faster. As such, the 10 people Biden called on generally followed the script laid out in the Washington Post and elsewhere. Columnist Margaret Sullivan had warned reporters not to try to show how tough they were being on Biden to please Trump's allies, quote unquote. She even downplayed the border crisis, suggested it was getting too much attention. It got the most attention Thursday, but only in ways that reinforce the idea that it is the milk of human compassion to invite Central Americans to make the long trek north. Violence is rampant, and coyotes, human traffickers, and cartels are making a mint, but not a peep about that from the president or his media helpers. Nor was there any hint that perhaps stricter enforcement was compassionate to Americans in border towns and taxpayers everywhere. Instead, the underlying assumption seemed to be that any suffering experienced by migrants once they got to the border was proof of heartlessness and had to be remedied as quickly as possible. As for the pandemic, apparently it's no longer a problem. Pictures showing migrants crowded together in cages and reports that many are released despite testing positive for COVID never came up. No sense spoiling the good vibes. The fact of illegal immigration are fairly simple. Trump campaigned on the issue, and after false starts and despite unified Democrat opposition, eventually stitched together a series of policies and actions that stemmed the tide. He built large sections of wall, deported criminal aliens, and struck an agreement with Mexico that those making asylum claims will have to wait in Mexico. It is also a fact that Biden blew up each of those pillars, yet now claims he inherited a mess. Strangely, he also insisted that the numbers surging now happens every single solitary year. Nothing has changed. Now how, all right, let me just jump in right quick. Now how he gonna say that he insisted that the number surging now happens every single solitary year? This is our first time dealing with this, and it's only been a year. Okay, let me get through. He's either misinformed or lying. Record numbers of arrivals are being reported daily, and NBC recently called the crossing the highest in 20 years. Okay, they were talking about dealing with immigration. My fault, y'all. Again, Biden was not challenged. The final proof that the press has abdicated its role was clinched when the president refused to say when he will allow more media access to the border detention facilities. He said he will have to wait until his team got its new programs working. If Trump had said that, the sky would have fallen and democracy would be declared dead. But when Biden says it, the media rolls over. So add transparency to the list of things that don't matter anymore. Now, let me hurry up and get through this because my break is almost over. All right, y'all. So you see right quick, New York Post basically chewed this man out because he sat up here and lied, and none of the reporters challenged or asked the important questions that they would have done with Trump or any other president beforehand. Like you seen in the report, they said this him speaking, having pre answers to questions. That's something that the presidents had never done before. So this showing you this ain't nothing but a stage play for real, for real. The fact that ain't nobody questioning this man, letting you know that everybody in cahoots with each other. Y'all may not have liked it or liked the man, but Trump, in a sense, kind of is making sense about the media being fake. Also, the Democrats are going out their way trying to undo everything that Trump did, but you see it's starting to cause a crisis. You got this whole crisis down at the border. Why do you want to let the media down there? You try to get your programs going, but there's things going on now. Food done went up, gas done went up. We still had to wait for money. It's just a whole bunch of hoopla for real, for real. On top of it, this man is losing his mind. He is a puppet. Like, he might even be a doggone android for real, for real. But who knows? Who knows? It's just from the fact this man ain't got no sense. Kamala is gearing up to be the next president because he is not going to last. And secondly, this man lying just as much as Trump. So you get what you vote for, like I said. You get what you vote for. So prepare for some more mess because guess what? They trying to come in people's houses, seizing guns. They trying to get this vaccine passport going on so people could be trapped. They keep on trying to push this poison. And people are still not with it. And the fact that you gotta sit up here and set up different tiers for people to get vaccinated shows that this is a bunch of BS. Because who knows what batch of the vaccine could cause harm to people? You know, they could just set up the batch for the 16 years old. That could be something that affects them down the road when they get older. A whole bunch of cancer and diabetes popping up out of nowhere. Bad enough they're messing with our food. And now they're talking about vaccinating children 5 years, elementary children, and eventually babies and pregnant women getting vaccinated. That doesn't make sense. So you putting in a foreign substance into a woman who is developing a fetus. So get ready for some side effects. Get ready for some different behaviors going on. So I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Let me know what y'all think. My name is Octavius the Great. I'm on most of the platforms, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. So let me know what y'all think and have a nice day.